How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting. Welcome back to Sunrider. It's weird saying that. It's kind of cool to be back, though. So yeah, we're here, and we got through the prologue. We're literally at the beginning of Chapter 1. I feel like it was a pretty solid start. I definitely goofed around a lot during the combat. Did not get everything done quite right. Yeah. In hindsight, it wasn't my best performance. But you know what? It's been a while, and, shush. I'm mostly here for the story, okay? If you came wanting for excellent, combat, don't expect that. I'll be passable at best. But yeah, so here we are. We were banished for 6 years. We're coming back now because of two things. Number one, Pax seems to have, won the war. They've taken over the neutral rim. So bad news all around for there. Even if Fontana is not the worst person in the world, he might be going megalomaniac on us. Second of all, we had assassination attempt come from the Crow, which was the ancient enemy of the Ryuvian Empire, which basically was Sola's mission to destroy. So that, skeleton is coming out of the closet, you could say, and is coming to destroy us. So we're going to try and rally and maybe put up some kind of resistance before whatever shenanigans this ancient Ryuvian is going to bring up, because the problem is that he probably has access to technology that the modern day just isn't, capable of really fending off. One of those typical stories of the ancient empire having much better technology than the modern one, despite the fact modern one being based on that technology. It's an interesting, but very common trope for a story. So yeah, it will be fun to see. So with Asaga, this is gonna be interesting too, because Asaga specifically, she's always been the happy-go-lucky. She's also now currently princess / potential queen of her own planet, and she made it very clear in the last game that she had a super crush on us and was upset that that we were with Chigara, her best friend. That went pretty south last time, so I'm not sure what to expect from her in this game, but I mean, so far she's just happy to see us. That's probably good enough. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right. Hi, Asaga. By the way, I also noticed in the recording, normally, the way I've got a recording set up of OBS, which is a free, screen capture program, you can set it so that it hides your mouse. So, every game I play, I have a mouse cursor, but you don't see it. For some reason, this game's mouse cursor bleeds through, and so you can see this. I'm going to try and not be too distracting with it. When we have normal cutscenes like this, I'm going to try and hide it down here. Just to keep it out of the way, but I'm probably going to forget. I'm going to be kicking myself for it, so hopefully it's not too distracting, but yeah, we're going to move forward. So, Yahoo! How's it going? She's going to jump and tackle us. That's the other thing too, is I just looked to confirm, yeah, there's no way for me to make this window go away. The best I can do is when I beat the game, I'll get access to the gallery and I can look at the arts without any of the UI. Love and Space, just food for thought, especially for someone who enjoys the artwork of a game. I like being able to hide the UI occasionally so I can see and enjoy it, but no, not apparently for you. Yeah, I'm back. Oh, fetch. Asaga, it's been so long. Yeah, Sola. Wait, this isn't why I've come here. I've got to warn Asaga about what happened. I've come with serious news. It's about Sola. Asaga? Come to think of it, who was piloting the second Blue Rider? Yeah, this is gonna be... cause that was definitely Chigara's rider. And I can only think of one person who'd be able to fly it. And it's gonna be Lin, who really tried to kill us a lot. No, it can't be. Chigara? No. Prototype. And, we drew the gun on her, I'm guessing? What's she doing here? Freeze a bird? I get it, because in the past, I feel like he would have been a lot more receptive to this, but considering what happened and all the circumstances around what happened to Chigara, and basically Lin's role in corrupting Chigara, kind of making sure that she was primed and ready as a sleeper agent, I get why he's so upset. No, you can't trust a word out of their mouths. They're designed, programmed from birth, say whatever they need to win our trust. They use your emotions, twist your feelings to make you do whatever they want. You can't believe the things.
残念だがシールズ、この6年間で事情が大きく動いた。貴様が知っているプロトタイプはもはや存在せぬ。
Interesting.
頭上に載っているこれが見えるかい？ギュージャマーというものだ。マインドストリームから完全に切り離し、独立思考ができるようにしてくれる。自分で設計して作った。
So I wonder, the prototypes, like, are they still actually out there? Because, like, she made it sound like they're gone, but then she's also saying she's got a Q jammer that keeps her safe from the mind stream. So are they still out there? And then the other problem I can think of is, like, what would they be doing now? And then because the prototypes and all of that were based off Ryuvian tech, I have a feeling that Crow has probably taken over their group by now. So now they're his puppets. Why? Why defect? Do you prototypes even have free will? Are you being controlled right now? No, Shields. It's pretty clear Chigara had free will to a point. She had free will while she's operating, but she got overwritten. But he might not have seen it that way, because he was told, even from her mouth, that she was like kind of overwritten, like I said, that they'd maneuvered her and given her feelings of affection for the captain to make sure she was where she needed to be.
話が長くなりそうだ。貴様が惚れていたあのプロトタイプ、チガラと呼んでいたな。
Oh.
あの個体は死んだ後、マインドストリームに帰属された。
So she didn't actually die. She's technically still out there.
しかし、彼女はもう我々の仲間ではなかった。信じられるか？彼女はリーダー個体であったアリスに対する謀反を起こしたんだ。
So she was still alive.
そのせいでマインドストリームが変わった。
Oh.
悪い意味でな。
You mean Chigara's still alive?
話を最後まで聞け。体が死んだ後、チガラの精神はマインドストリームに戻された。しかし、あそこは貴様の知っている個別意志が存在する現実世界ではない。
So like...
個は善とつながり、すべての思考が共有されるのだ。
My interpretation of that would be that while Chigara's mind as Chigara went back into the mind stream and technically brought its own experiences and feelings into the mix and has been able to instigate some changes, it would be amalgamous to being, to like, okay, like, if you think of Chigara, she's like sugar. Sugar, it's pure, it's got its own set of values and consistency and texture, right? But when she died, her vessel died, the sugar that was Chigara got poured back into a mixing bowl of all the other parts of the prototype. And you could think of that as being like a recipe. So it's got like flour, and it's got butter, and it's got eggs, and like all these other things. So then you've got yourself, like, say you're making so now, like, yeah, Chigara, the sugar is still in there, but she's been incorporated into a mix. And that mix isn't something you can just pull out of. You could maybe get some of that, like, dough, and you would taste that it has sugar in it. You could tell it would have echoes, and it would have a semblance of that sugar. But you could never extract that sugar, or if you did, it would be so destructive and so potentially changing and altering that it might never actually be the same as the sugar that you had initially. So I think that Chigara is gone. At least that's probably what they're gonna say.
問題はどういうわけか。チガラとアリスの精神が融合され、一つの存在となった。
What?
次第にあれは全てのプロトタイプを強制支配し始めた。そして今、その全員が貴様を追いかけているぞ、シールズ。狂ったように。
Oh, wait a minute. Could they have crafted a yandere now? So Chigara goes in, and she introduces her love for the captain, right? And Alice, who was like the leader, who became the leader of Pact, she was like a bloodthirsty, like, tyrant willing to just do anything it took to gain power. You combine those two, what do you get? What do you get with someone who has no moral compass and has no empathy for the people that they hurt, combined with an obsessive love for a particular person? You get a yandere. You get a psychopath who's willing to do anything, including kidnap, capture, torture, destroy, in order to have what they want. So that's what I'm guessing. No.
とにかく、それが原因で、私はこの旧ジャマーを作り、リュービア女王側についた。
Dang.
これがなければ、ただの操り人形に逆戻りだ。
That sucks.
貴様を追いかけるだけの人形になり下がるなんてごめんだ。
Oh yeah, I don't want to meet any of these prototypes. They're gonna be way too painful to face.
本当よ、館長さん。それに今、プロトタイプ狩りがすっごく激しくなって、リンさんは私たちを裏切ってもどこにも逃げられないわ。
I mean, did you have to say that last part?
思考能力すら持たぬ欲望に支配される人形の集団と、プロトタイプを獲物としか見ていない人間ども。その間に挟まれた私は、リュービアと協力するしか道はない。
Okay, so I went, oh, they were psychotic yanderes. They might be, but they're just sex maniacs, huh? That's a pickle. That's a rough place to be. Yeah. If it hadn't been for you, I would have died on board the Sunrider that day. But that's the only reason. Otherwise, you'd be in chains.
私をどう思うかは貴様の自由だ、シールズ。私はチガラではない。貴様に媚びを売るなんて想像するだけでヘドが出る。いい年こいて発情すら自制できぬのか？
Yeah, interesting. Anyways, I'm not here to deal with the prototypes, Asaga. Got grave news. It's impossible to believe.
なんでタイダリアを離れてここに来たの？
Sola's uncle, the ancient Ryuvian warlord known as Crow Harbor, has followed her here, to our timeline. We were assaulted on Tidaria by ancient assassin droids, which destroyed the Seraphim and injured Sola.
本当だ。自分の目で見た。僕の元の時代の堕落者たちが使っていたアサシンドローンが襲ってきた。
Listen, I know it sounds crazy, but those drones could only be...
すっごーい！
Oh, of course.
すごいわ、艦長さん！蘇った古の悪魔と戦える！しかも、その悪魔は空の旧敵でしょ？オーマイガー！燃えるわ！で、いつ出発するの？
Don't you have, like... responsibilities or something? You, sure haven't changed, Asaga.
当然でしょ？艦長さんはそんな嘘をつくような人じゃないし、ソラさんなら言うまでもなく信じちゃうわ。
That's true. Sola is not one to exaggerate. Well, thanks for the vote of confidence, but as you just saw, this Orf Raider's the only ship we have right now, and last I heard, we weren't any closer to getting the old ship back than we were 6 years ago.
えへへ、それはどうかな。
Uh-huh.
タイミングもバッチリみたいだし。こっちへ来て、艦長さん。
So the other thing about it too is like, so did they know where we were? Or like, were we in such hiding that no one knew? Because I feel like Asaga at the very least would have come and found us in 6 years.
リュービア軍の新たな機関をご覧あれ！リンさんはね、手ぶらで我が軍に下ったわけじゃないのよ。プロトタイプの技術を全部提供してくれた。
Very pretty.
おかげでこんな素敵な戦艦が作れた。
Guys, I'm a big fan of the palettes, the color palette.
ゼロから作ったわけじゃないがな。アサガの父上が古代皇族艦を持っていたんだ。戦艦としては粗末なものだったが、この艦隊の基盤を改造するのにちょうどよかった。長さ350メートル、機関砲4台、ランサーレーザー砲1台、ミサイル、魚雷、パルサー、最高の展望魚システム完備。ライダー8機まで対応可能。最後のは力作だぞ。
Now, it's definitely just by the look of it, like the Sunrider was like a frigate. It was like not a capital ship, but a small, like it was a small carrier basically. This thing is much smaller than that, and so that's why I think she's saying that like the fact it could service 8 riders, despite it being pretty small, is what makes it so proud. In fact, I would actually guess that it probably has only one hangar that can maybe service a couple riders at a time. The other riders might be stationed or attached to the exterior because it doesn't look like it has enough room for a massive internal hangar. All that ship less, all that in a ship less than half the Sunrider size. Yeah, exactly.
機動力火力ともに抜群な上に最高峰の回避性能が備わっておる。分かっていると思うが、シールズ、絶対に壊すなよ。
First of all, it's handy that they happen to have this ship, but I get it. Like, needing to build up your own defenses, it makes sense you would. But I like how it's not even a thought that they would just give it straight to me. Like, yeah, by the way, this is your ship now. I imagine that, like, politically, you think there's got to be some motivations there, but it's Asaga we're talking about. I imagine there might be other people who are going to try and finagle politics into it, but not Asaga.
まあ、実際入ってみましょう。案内するよ、艦長さん。
And it's the Ryuvia 1. Oh.
機関部へようこそ。違いがわかるか？
I mean, for one thing, it's a whole different ship, so that's different. 2 cores.
基礎は航続艦だと言ったろ？今見えている2つのコアはツインドライブシステムの心臓だ。
Okay.
古代リュービア技術。プロトタイプの知識が詰まったこの頭脳ですら、部分的にしか理解できないほどの代物だ。2つのコアが共振し、理論上では4つのコア相当の出力まで出せると言われる。が、物自体がかなり劣化していてな。シングルコアとして動作させている今でも、もう精一杯だ。プロトタイプの最新の技術を用いて、やっとそこまでできたのだから、人間なら不可能であろう。
So we took cores from an ancient ship, like one a Ryuvian one, that had 2 cores. Most ships only need 1. This one has 2 cores that, if they were in full functionality, they're supposed to be able to have an output that's double what they could be by themselves. But now, because they're not complete and we don't understand them properly, we can barely get the 2 to work together enough to do 1. But it means we might be able to improve it.
父様はいつもこのエンジンについて文句を言ってた。まだ小さかった頃乗ってた時のこと覚えているわ。
Oh, okay.
いや、ワープを出た直後はマジでやばかった。
So it was even her, like, her family's.
ツインドライブシステムについての研究は始まったばかりだ。もう少し時間があれば、ちゃんと制御できるようにしてみせる。
Alright. This is way more chill now.
こちらはメインブリッジ。
Yeah, this looks cool. This actually looks a lot like it reminds me of the Normandy from Mass Effect. Combined with an optical spotting tower. You sure the bad guys won't just shoot the windows out?
無論、防御力に関してもバッチリだ。それに、コンディションイエロー以上になると、自動的に装甲の下に潜るように設計された。この私が、そんな素人のようなミスをするわけがなかろう？
I don't know. I barely know you. What's her crew count?
起動するのに20名。まともに操縦するのには100名。上限200名だ。
Okay. 20 minimum. 100 to proper man all systems. 200 capacity. 100? That's not much.
荷物が少ない方が装備に使える場所も増えるだろう。こんなサイズの戦艦にこれだけの火力を詰め込んだんだ。居住スペースまでこだわってどうする？
That's true. We had...
不満なら自分の腕で何とかしろ。艦長殿。
We basically had a full, like, apartment with, like she said, double layer with massive windows. It was pretty obstinate, auspicious. I don't know. It's been a long time since I was the captain of a ship. Last time I tried this, I lost my ship, the war, my country, even my life, almost. Am I really fit to sit here again?
どうかな、艦長さん。もう一度冒険したいと思わない？
She's not the Sunrider. No. She's a younger woman this time around, or maybe I've just gotten old. You wouldn't trust her to me. You hardly even know me anymore. It's been 6 years. I'm not the captain I used to be. She's far too good of a ship.
ではまずちょっと体験コースでもどうかな？
Sniffy, sniffy. Oh, haircut. Yeah, we could use
夢
that.
みたいだよ、艦長さん。また会えるって分かってたけど。
Interesting that she's giving us the haircut.
本当に長すぎたのよ。結局、パクトに対抗する手段も見つかってなかったし。あなたをサンライダーから救出した後、 新しい船を手に入れるためにみんなが分かれて行動してて、私と副長さんはリュービアに戻って探してたけど、何も残ってなかった。
Oh, yeah.
衛星も惑星も見て回ったよ。でも、やはり無駄だった。
So that's probably why Crow's gonna be so scary. It sounds like he was able to do some kind of like homing beacon call, and all Ryuvian ancient technology that was still functional that might have been hiding probably just went to wherever he was.
情けないわ。ごめんなさい、艦長さん。あなたを失望させた。結局私たちは何もできなかった。
Okay.
奇跡が起きるのを期待して、あなたをあんな鉱山しかない惑星に残して。
So they did know where he was.
奇跡なんて起きるはずがないのに。
See, I could have sworn that was the case, but like they spread out to try and like find support to get a new ship to kind of figure out the next move. They're real optimistic, but that's what they found is that like they just ran into wall after wall, and it didn't make sense because Shields was still being hunted. He's still probably one of the most wanted people in the galaxy, even though a lot of people think he's dead. And so, like maybe that's why they didn't go there, because they didn't want to like cause him trouble or out him until they thought they were ready.
副長さんはその後、援軍を求めてリュービアを出たの。その間に、私は女王になった。だからリンと協力して、新しい船を作るしかなかった。何年もかかったけど、やっと完成した。そうしたら奇跡が本当に起きて、艦長が現れた。絶対に偶然なんかじゃない。
It's hard to know when they're done talking or not. That would start to feel like fate, because he called for help right before they could even launch the ship. She probably was thinking about trying to find him.
何か意味があると思う。これは艦長のすべきことなの。私がリュービアのシャールになったように、あなたは私の艦長になる運命なの。
Mm-hmm.
はい、出来上がり。どう？前みたいでしょ？
I like it. It suits me. Yeah, first time in my life I've had a haircut by a queen. Thank you.
もうやめてよ。
Oh yeah, so you never did abdicate the throne and hold elections like you said, which is definitely what I thought, but I would want to ask though, the commander, where is Ava and the rest of the team?
知らなかったの？私と別れた後、副長さんはリュービアを出てセラに帰った。今ではセラの首相にまでなったのよ。
Oh, she went back home. You know what? Pretty fair for Ava. That sounds right. The Prime Minister?
知らなかったなんてびっくり。本当に有名な話だよ。パクトの占領を正式に認める代わりに、セラが民衆連盟に参加するかどうかを公正な投票で決めるって交渉したの。
Right. See, that does sound like Ava too. No, if all information on Tideria was controlled by Pact, I didn't know any of this.
フォンタナは中立辺境大戦で勝ち取った全ての惑星に同じ提案をしたけど、そんなのただの嘘だよ。
Yeah.
パクトが公正な選挙なんて許すはずがないもの。
I could see that.
リュービアだけじゃなく、オンゲス、セラ、ベルスタの周回軌道にも海賊の全焼基地がある。自由なんてあるわけがない。完全に占領行為だ。
What about the others? What's going on in the Solar Alliance? And have they truly withdrawn from the neutral rim?
イカリはアンダーワールドに消えたわ。でも、中立辺境でエリートの女性傭兵が反パクトの仕事を求めてるって噂を聞いたから、そんなに遠くは行ってないと思う。クロードに関しては知らないわ。知らない方がいいとも言えるけど。
So Ikari, she's probably one of my favorite characters. She's the super, like, she's kind of the tomboy, super tsundere character. I feel like that, she puts the tsundere to, like, it was laid on really thick, which I didn't like, but I really like her story. She is not so caught up in this, like, oh, like, we're gonna fight to fight because it's fun or because it's, like, the right thing to do. She's got her own motivations, and I really liked, because she was a mercenary that was hired to hunt us down, but then we kind of flipped her because she recognized that we weren't monsters like the people we were trying to fight. And so I really like Akari, and I think her design's also really neat. And then Claude's Claude. I mean, she could heal us, so like she was really good to have on the team, but yeah, I don't know. She could also be a handful. And she's also like a cosmic deity-ish kind of creature. Like, if you took a genie and combined it with the Doctor from Doctor Who, that's what Claude seems to be. No idea like how old she is or like why she does what she does, but she's definitely like can control time and space in some limited capacity, which is, you know, insane.
で、連邦なんだけど、クリスカ・スターレスの裁判も当然聞いてないよね。
No, what's that about? No, only the anti-Alliance propaganda. According to Pact, everyone from Alliance might as well be money-grubbing pigmen who have snouts for noses.
まあ、ちょっと説明しづらいけど。
What happened to Kriska after she turned herself in? Is she alright?
ええ、今は大丈夫よ。多分。
Oh no.
連邦軍のパラドクスコアをセラに落とす計画に反対したクリスカが反逆罪で起訴されたけど、裁判で無罪判決が出た。
Okay. So what's the catch? Because that seems a little weird. That's a relief. You have me worried that she was hung for treason.
でも、その裁判で連邦軍のヤバい戦争犯罪が明らかになって、人民はかなり引いたのよね。で、連邦が真空艦隊を殲滅するために、セラの何十億もの民を犠牲にしようとしたパラドクスコア事件が暴露され、そのとどめを刺した。
Pretty rough.
中立返去全体がショックを受けて、連邦はバラバラになって、もう戦争なんてする場合じゃなくなったのよ。
Dang, never once.
セラ奪回戦の後、連邦軍は一回も勝利をしていない。今ではもう完全に中立辺境から撤退して、ファーポートで籠城作戦を展開している。パクトとは今のところ休戦状態と言ってもいいけど、要は総力戦から冷戦に変わった感じかな。
I think I remember us visiting Farport at one point, but I can't remember exactly what happened there. It's been a while. I haven't played these games in years. Now what about Kriska? Where is she now?
釈放されてから全く顔を見せていないわ。どこにいるのかも知らない。
There was an implication, I think, if I recall correctly. Kriska, she's like she's the stoic. She has like her rider is really like tanky. It was basically a frontliner. Didn't do hardly any damage, but she could just take like a smashing amount of attacks and just do well. So she's really good. She and Akari worked really well because Akari was a very flimsy, but she can deal out tons of damage. And Kriska, if I'm remembering correctly, Kriska had the real tanky one. And so together you paired them up and they were really devastating. And even their characters had like this kind of pseudo relationship going. They definitely were hitting it off. Like it was very loosey-goosey, implying that they might actually have like a true like romantic feelings for each other. But at the very least they came across like best friends who bicker. You know, that kind of thing. Kriska, she must be devastated. She turned herself into the Alliance out of honor, but to think that they would end up destroying the very country she loved. We've got to find her. She must be an Alliance officer, but she was still one of us. So, you never did abdicate the throne and hold elections like you said?
なんというかね。大位もそんなに簡単なことじゃないのよ。世論調査で、私が女王を辞めたら、反乱が起きるなんて結果が出たのよ。
Alright, well, can you trust that information?
リュービアは文明の誕生から今までずっと伝統を守ってきた。教会によればね、リュービアの民は民主制ではなく、今までの生き方を望んでいるんだ、と。
Well, at the very least then you should have, like, to try and at least alleviate, like, the potential crimes. Like, it wouldn't be sustainable, like, having a traditional, like, basically royalty being your main government. It means they could just undo anything they wanted to, but it'd be nice if you had, like, a parliament or something that could help run laws and you know, try and make your position a bit more, like, what is it, symbolic rather than actual, like, seat of government. That would be the best way to try and, like, have a democracy.
バカバカしい。信じられるか、艦長さん。 そのうち、私も結婚しないといけないのよ。そうしたら、伝統通りに皇帝と王子がいて、今までのリュービアは何一つ変わらず、人々はみんな同じ生活が続けられるんだって。
Yeah, I heard rumors about you getting married. I have a feeling that you're not interested at all in that offer, and that you're probably still wanting to do a little make an offer on me, I'm sure. Because, you made that pretty clear last game.
ねえ、おかしくない？ロストテクノロジーも、軍も、力も全部なくなったのに、いっつまでも伝統やらなんちゃらにすがりつこうとする。そういうことらしいよ。
Yeah, priorities.
というわけで、私が女王陛下。そして同時に、100年ぶりのシャールでもある。
Unfortunately, though, that's also another issue. Is that if this crow is here, you're probably his number one target. If it's not Sola, because he wants to kill the other Shars.
自慢じゃないけど、この数世代の間で覚醒したのは私一人だそうだよ。しかも、教会の記録保管人曰く、過去1000年最強の遺伝子の組み合わせかもしれないって。
We might need that. I've seen what you're capable of doing firsthand. According to Sola, you might even be the most powerful Ryubian in all of human history.
パクトに対抗できるなら、シャールでも女王でも何でも、私はおとなしくやってみせる。夜の古代文の勉強はもうゴリゴリだけど。
Alright, so I already got this one already. Alright, well, what's next?
出発する前に、少しだけしないといけないことがあるんだよね。
How much I want to bet she has not got permission to leave, and that they'll be upset if she tries to. I figured it wouldn't be that simple. What do I have to do?
ちょっとだけでいいから、政治をやってみない？
Oh boy.
神聖帝国リュービアのシャール・アサガ女王陛下のご入来敬礼。
Dang, this is way more nice and intense than I thought. You know what's going on, Sola?
何世紀も経ったから儀礼も変わったみたいだけど、評議会が女王陛下に面会を求めているみたい。十中八九、偉い方々は僕たちの存在を黙って見過ごせないというところでしょう。
What does this checkmark mean? Oh, it's the mission. Can it go away now?
僕の時代の役員は、欲望と偽りにまみれた悪知恵ばかりよく回る蛇みたいな人たちだったから。この時代はもう少しマシな人材を確保できたことを祈るよ。
I hate to disappoint Sola, but if I remember correctly from last time, they're not.
女王陛下、評議会にとある情報が届いております。女王陛下は我が帝国の最新の機関をパクトの敵となり得る人物に預けるつもりでいらっしゃると。
祈りだけではダメみたいだね。
Yeah, unfortunately.
それをなさってはならないと愚行しております。中立辺境大戦はもはや過去の出来事。今帝国に必要なのはさらなる争いではなく経済発展でございましょう。現在では軍事力、経済力ともにパクトにかなうまい。どうかご再考ください、陛下。民はもう十分に苦しんでおります。
I wonder if they might be familiar with Crow, though, because that could change the tune.
ベニツァ・フォンタナは我々に和解を申し出たのではございませんか。パクトに加入することも強制ではなく、公正な投票が約束されました。我が帝国の民は独立を手放すなどありえません。ならば、パクトに挑むメリットはどこにもないではございませんか。
現在絶頂期にあるパクトとの戦争は全力で避けねばなりません。ソラリス連邦軍もファーポートに撤退したとのこと。我々がパクトに勝利するなどはもはや不可能でございます。
That's an interesting thought.
たわけ者、主らはもう忘れたのか。パクトの畜生どもがこの神聖なるスターパレスで先帝を殺したのじゃ。女王陛下も危うく奴らの手に落ちるところじゃったわい。
Oh yeah, they tried to force a wedding, between her and at the time it was like a Fontana, which I believe was actually Alice, which would have been interesting. And then yeah, we swooped in and saved her. I remember that. I remember the picture of us like carrying Asaga in a wedding dress out of this room.
ええ、しかしそれはプロトタイプの陰謀によって引き起こされた悲劇に過ぎぬ。ベニツァー・フォンタナはプロトタイプの絶滅を誓ったではないか。そのプロトタイプの一員を受け入れた上に自由と盲目な信頼を与えるなど愚の骨頂だ。
Yeah, about that. Who's that minister? And the other one who opposes him?
あの人は女王の宰相で、評議会会長。そして、口論している人は戦争大臣で、パクトに対する軍事的対応を望んでいるみたい。
I see.
パクトは公正な投票をさせるつもりなどありません。評議会の皆様は7年前の悲劇をもう忘れたのかしら。
Asaga?
世が子、父帝の代わりにこの玉座に座らなければならなくなった原因を。
I wish I could look at this picture properly. First of all, look at that. It looks like a kimono mixed with like a European like cloak. That's really interesting to see the design. She wears it great. Eyes being terrifying with the Shar thing. But listen to her, how she talks. Like we heard how she was talking on the ship, right? That's like normal for her. But now listen, she speaks in a stately manner now. That's really interesting because she really didn't seem like the type who would ever adapt to this type of life.
はあ、陛下、ひとたきたりとも忘れたことなどございません。しかし、ベニツァ・フォンタナが。
あの者の新機関、インビクタス号はもう見たのでしょう。平等などを本当に望んでいるのなら、中立辺境最大級の戦艦に乗る必要はありますかな。世は決めました。リュービア・プライムは、ベニツァー・フォンタナの投票に参加しません。我が星の集会にパクトの軍事基地がある限り、パクトの手下の海賊どもが我が帝国の民を脅かす限り、あの者たちを決して信用しません。
Do they have proof that they hired the pirates? Because if so, that should be pretty cut and dry.
セラ、オンゲス、そしてベルスタの上空にも大陸を一瞬で蒸発させるほどの火力を持つパクト艦隊が待機しています。最初、このような状況で公正な投票ができると思いますか？フォンタナは本当に民主主義を追求するのか、それとも中立辺境全部を我が物にしようとするのか。
I do like that. What free and fair elections occur at gunpoint? It's very good, very fair.
本日は特別な貴賓をこの場に招待しました。7年前、世をパクトの手から救ってくれた英雄。彼こそ我が帝国の機関の艦長にふさわしい人物であり、パクトに裁きを下してくれるでしょう。
お言葉ですが、陛下、彼は帝国のためではございません。機関を外国の人間に委ねるなど、そのような男に。
Yeah, they wouldn't be a big fan of us. We did kind of absolutely just mess with like their intentions pretty hard.
それなら運命権を行使します。帝国法に基づき、この瞬間をもってケイト・シールズを神聖リュービア帝国の名誉伯爵に任命します。
Dang. See, downside to having a royalty, she can just do what she wants. Well, it's not, like in this case, it's working for us, but still. The right of destiny.
帝国は自国の法を人類共通法として定めているから、国境関係なく誰でも適用されるという風に解釈できる。もちろん、他国はそれを認めていないから、運命権なんて最初から建前でしかない。
Right.
それでも、運命権は人類全員は、リュービアの国民だと定義して、出生地関係なく、リュービア国民としての権利を保障する。
Interesting. Could you imagine that? Like, what if there's a country in the world that declared, we are the supreme, like, nation of the planet, and anybody can and is subject to our laws because they all should be part of our nation. Like, that would be really crazy. Like, I don't even know how that would be, like, responded to, because it would just seem absurd. But the crazy part would be, it's like if they tried holding you accountable to their laws. So like, this country makes a law, and then because it's a law in their nation, everyone else has to conform to it, or be subject to like punishment. That they could then like come in to your country and arrest you, take you to their nation, and put you on trial. Like that's like the concept to this would fall back into that like the idea that's how they view it. They say like, look, just because you're not born here doesn't mean you're not our citizen. You could live anywhere, but if you're part of the human race, you are part of our country and are subject to our laws, like whether you want it or not.
ケイト・シールズ殿、前へ進みなさい。
I owe it to Asaga to go along with this. If I'm ever going to captain a ship again, I better do what she says.
神聖帝国リュービアの法令に従い、アサガディ・リュービア女王として貴殿に伯爵の位を授けます。貴殿がふさわしい活躍を見せる限り、その位のすべての特権、およ立ちなさい、シールズ伯爵。
なんてことだ。
He's like, oh, fetch.
戦争は避けられないのか。
こんな茶番劇が待っていたとは。アサガ、あなたは本当の意味で女王陛下になったのね。
Yeah, she might be almost too good at this.
しかし、リュービア評議会の裏で一体何が起こっているのか。
シールズ伯爵が機関の艦長となり、パクトから神聖帝国リュービアを解放することを命じます。そして、世はシャールとして、伯爵と共に前線へ向かいましょう。先帝の殺害に加え、我が帝国の神聖なる大地を冒涜したパクトに裁きを下すために、神聖帝国、リュービアの復活のために。
Rebirth of the Holy Empire. I'm just so interested because, like, that almost makes me wonder, like, what if Crow has something to do with this somehow? He's been around, like, hasn't he been around 6 years too? Wouldn't he already know and have checked in on Ryuvia, seen its current state? Could he be influencing her somehow?
リュービアのシャールが御意を示した。敵に裁きを。神聖帝国に栄光あれ。神聖帝国に栄光あれ。神聖帝国に栄光あれ。
戦争が終わっても平和は訪れない。怨恨はあまりにも深いのだ。
Yeah, I think you're right.
歴史の新しいページが開かれようとしている。リュービアが再び僕を必要としている。
Oh, Sola. She's like so young, but also traveled literally thousands of years. She should be able to retire. Yeah, sorry, I had to spring a lot of stuff on you, Captain. Well, I figured this wouldn't be so easy. We're really doing this, taking on all a pact, even on an even smaller ship, without even the Alliance backing us.
心配ない、心配ない。
Okay, well, that sounds reckless. True enough.
やった。
Alright, first things first, we gotta take care of the pact outpost they left in high orbiter on Ryuvia Prime before we can fly out of here. It's also where we'll meet our old pal, Cassette Cosmos. After Pact ransacked Ryuvia Prime during the Neutral Rim War, they tore through the nation's holds in search of lost technology, and after they realized we didn't have what they were looking for, they left with more valuable worlds like Ongus and Sarah, left behind only a token force, supplemented by hired thugs like Cassette. Now that we've got a ship and 3 rider aces, destroying outposts and chasing away those pirates should be a piece of cake.
良くない知らせがある。
Wait, it's not going to be a piece of cake. Am I the only one who sees a major problem with this plan? The instant we blow up that base, Pact's gonna warp in an armada and Ryuvia Prime. Then what? We'll get our asses to space and you people will be enslaved. Game over. Fontana needs the Neutral Rim's support now that he's called for elections. If he sends an armada to crush Ryuvia right after announcing free elections, the public will realize Fontana's another tyrant just like Alice, the prototype. 7 years ago, the prototype Alice invaded Ryuvia, murdering the king, and sparked an alliance intervention. Fontana can't afford to repeat history if he wants to portray himself as the hero. Oh, that's a good point, Captain. It's a good thing you're here. Wait, I thought all this was your plan.
He 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 he.
Yeah, I was just thinking we need to blow up the base because the pirates are causing a lot of our people trouble. I knew I made the right call when I made you a count. You can be the brains while I can be the muscle. You're also the queen. Oh gosh. So you were basically winging it, Asaga? It's us who Fontana will be after when he finds out what we've done. As long as we jump out of here, I'm confident he'll leave Ryuvia alone.
いいじゃん、シールズ。
No need to look like a dictator by invading Ryuvia Prime, so the culprits responsible for the attack are actually somewhere else. Alright, I'll give you that one, Shields.
私は
I fear destroying the Pact's base will be no small feat, especially as the Seraphim is out of commission.
Huh.
I thought something like that would happen. Come this way, to the ship's hangar. Oh, what is this? It's just like, okay, I was like, I thought for a second I was gonna be able to customize them. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just giving us stat blocks. Now seems like a good time to go over the new riders I devised. With all due respect to your former chief's engineer's skill, with how much the Neutral Rim War advanced military technology the past 6 years, the old riders just aren't gonna cut it anymore. Plus, these riders are a bit smaller than the riders you remember, Shields. Remember, the smaller the rider, the more of them you can fit in your carrier. First, we have a High Roller. It's got versatility, great strength, assault rifles, missiles, a laser cannon. It's a black iron sword with a pulsar to boot, and it's still fast, perfectly fit for a Shah of Ryuvia. Second, we have my rider, the Dominator. I can launch up to 6 tail flyers to attack groups of enemies. Might not pack much punch, but if you're being swarmed by a bunch of mooks, my flyer can mop them up real quick. Remember though, the Dominator's primary role is battlefield support. I've got a shield emitter as well as an ECM suite. ECM was like it shuts down shields if I remember correctly. Third, we have Sola's new rider, the Archangel. Can't believe you went and lost Seraphim, because that ancient warp tunneling rifle was a work of art. It was! Ah, man, that thing was great. I tried my best to make a replacement, but I can't figure out how the ancient Ryuvians retained the bullet's mass in warp. The Archangel's warp rifle can't hit anything nearby, thanks to the bullet just skipping past everything at first, but it'll punch holes into starship-grade armor from hundreds of kilometers away. Okay, so the original Seraphim had a sniper rifle, but she could just fire any range. That one only is long range. So, it can't hit anything nearby. Okay. If you really want to lay the hurt on badly, you could just use Archangel's warp fins to stabilize it in place. That means Archangel's mobility will be compromised, but its attacks will hit much harder. Of course, the amounts of skill required to use the warp fins are completely beyond the capability of a human, but shouldn't be a problem for ancient Ryuvian Shar. Yeah, so our setup for a while for this with Archangel would be to station her at the very back of the fight. We advance with all of our forces and leave her in the back to do firing shots. But as we go, it'll probably be it won't be long before they start sending in reinforcements mid-battle, and those are probably going to appear at different areas, and that could be really bad to leave her by herself, so we'll have to be careful in the future. You can select its unit from the buttons on the bottom left of the screen to see its stats, upgrade its abilities. Oh, we can! Just hover over the mouse over the right side of the screen to access the tech tree. Just press and hold the subsystem you want to upgrade and I'll get to work. Just remember, once I've upgraded something, I can't undo it, so use your credits wisely. Some units also have different loadouts. You can further specialize the unit's capabilities by selecting the loadout and researching additional upgrades unique to that loadout. However, only the upgrades of one loadout per system will be applied to your unit, so you can only have one specialization at a time. The customization is already insane. What the heck? Loadouts can be used to tailor units to your liking, or you can just distribute your credits evenly for maximum flexibility. I'll leave the tactics to you, so leave the engineering to me. I feel like specialized builds is probably more effective. You just have to be a lot more careful with them. There you have it. Aren't you glad you just happened to have a genius prototype defector to make all this stuff for you? All the state-of-the-art technology, you know, by the way beyond the comprehension of you humans. Right. Snarkadius. What?
とにかくこれからライダーの開発に取り込む。もっと金を積んでくれればひらめきが生まれやすいかもしれぬぞ。
There's the psychopath.
出発の準備は整ったけど、その前に一つだけ。
Right? Are we gonna have an awkward conversation? Because I know one's coming. Oh, I saw that. What's with that pose?
で、
Oh, what?
この戦艦に名前が必要よ、艦長。
Oh? Everyone, I'm Kaito Shields. From this day forward, I'll be your captain. I know I'm not Ryuvian. I'm not even a hero. A long time ago, I thought I was a hero, but I was wrong. Turned out I was just a man, not even a good one at that. Took a war to teach me that. Nothing like a whole lot of hard times to humble you. Remind you that you're going to live up to be nothing like you expect. Oh, fetch. Oh, that's too real. Oh, no. I am Shields. But I want to be better. There's still trouble out there. The ancient evil Crow Harbor has come to our world as an existential threat, not just to Ryuvia, but to all humanity. He must be stopped no matter the cost. We're all exhausted after 7 long years of war against Pact, but our mission is not yet over. Redemption can be had. Godspeed. Shields out.
子分を。
む。
名前はまだかい？いっそのこと、船丸とか。
Shippy McShipper.
艦長？
Sunrider's gone. Nothing will bring her back now. Hope this young lady will be alright with an old man like me at the helm. She's a different kind of woman, alright. Small, hits hard, and is even harder to hit. This time I won't disappoint her. The Murray? Murray. Is that his sister? I feel like I should know that. I feel like I should recognize that. I feel like that is his sister's name, though. The Murray's definitely got spunk. Lane, you got everything under control down there?
ツインドライブ出力 91.3%。新記録だ。この子は貴様のことが気に入ったようだな、シールズ。あるいは、私の天才効果。いや、それしかなかろう。
Alright, Lynn. I both like and don't like you. It's gonna be interesting.
パクトの基地が見えてきたよ、艦長。奴らに私たちの力を見せてあげよう。うちの裏庭にあんな薄汚いもんを置いた罪を償ってもらわないと。
Alright, let's give it all a spin.
行くわよ、ソラ。準備に入って。
わかった。
ご分を、艦長。ブリッジを任せる。
Yeah, good luck out there. All hands, battle stations. We're gonna take out the Pact outpost and get out of here. Battle start. Alright, so we're gonna save. Oh, we can do research right now, huh? Ooh, baby, baby. Look at that. Oh yeah. So it said before, like, I had like 10,000 credits here. We have 600 now. Fetch me. We have nothing. Okay, so HP and energy, movement cost to reduce, turn cost reduction. The armor, balance, and rogue. Oh, these are different builds, I see. So you can do a Titan build, which increases front armor, side armor, and some rear armor, but you're limited in that. The balance, HP, front and side, rear armor, and a move turn decrease. A rogue, front armor, side, move turn, and evasion. Interesting. So, Titan, balance, rogue, so it's kind of like tank or like speed. Then we have like the different weapon systems. Okay, so focus is like to the front, like front guns. Broadside is side guns. Interesting. And then maybe when we upgrade a lot of this, we could get to like assault, missile, pulse, torpedo. Oh no, but these are just standard. It's like the build for the kinetic is either focus or broadside. So do I want to run it as a front profile or side profiles where I kind of go into the mix of things and fire out of my sides? I'm leaning more towards kind of pushing, because it's a smaller ship, pushing for mobility. But if I do that, I definitely want to make sure I have solid like rear armor, because there's a good chance I'm going to end up getting attacked from the back. Because like this one right here, if I do balanced, I only get 1 boost to my rear armor. Here I can get like 3 boosts, so I can get like 3, 6, 9 to the rear. And rogue, nothing. It's just evasion. That's another tactic. I could do broadside and evasion and just hope to dodge stuff, but that feels risky bisky. I think we're gonna battle. All right, let's get this baby going.
艦長様、俺に会いたくて会いたくてしょうがないみたいだな。
Uh-huh. Hi, cassette. I presume there's no point in even trying to negotiate.
やっちまえ。
Alright, destroy the packed outpost. Do I get to choose a start position? No. Okay, so we have a base. Okay. Okay. So now I see like the hit chances here. So it displays all of it. So like, oh, hit chance is 100% if it can reach it. Which it probably won't because they'll shoot it down, but if I shoot it down, like if I have them target it, shoot it down, that'll be good. Targets a missile, sends it back to him. Ooh. I'm not doing a great job so far, but I'm still trying to get a feel for all of this stuff. When converted large number of enemy missiles, hold down a shift button to target only missiles and torpedoes. Okay. But I want to see what some of this I can do.
いつでも準備 OK だ。
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so that's what shift that does. So shift lets you see what things are targeting what. Okay, that's cool.
だから私のことをエンジンの出力を上げて。奴らのセンサーを切った。やっ
Nice.
ちま
There
え。
are missiles now.
敵システムの無効化に成功した。
That's definitely worth all the energy.
3倍のツインテールで行くぜ。これでどうやった。
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Alright, there we go. That's going a lot better now. Wait. Crap. They're bad again. Okay.
待機中。
So it only works like they have to be close enough to where it would like be able to do anything. Ooh, she got. Oh, did she just drop? Okay, so I lost her because like all those missiles hit her at once. That sucks.
なんすか、艦長。
So I might have to redo that because if I remember correctly, last time there were bad consequences for having that kind of thing happen to you.
ユービア奥義第10番手。覚えてろよ。
Yeah, I'll remember this, I'm sure. We got her. There's no way she could have survived that. But why do I get this sinking feeling in my stomach we haven't seen the last of her? I have a feeling we're literally going to see her again. Like, very shortly. There it goes.
了解。狙撃開始。ターゲッ
Kaboom.
ト消滅。
やった。パクト基地が壊滅。これで外域へ出られる。
Alright, so now, like, the question becomes, like, do we just not have Lin in the next fight, or what? Alright, there's RTB. Let's make ourselves scarce. Leave packed away from Ryuvia Prime.
やだ。
Victory! Not a perfect one. Oh, your repair costs are eating into our credits. That alone might make it worth like redoing that fight. But I also could just take it as a lesson learned. Maybe we just leave that for now, but in the future I know to be more careful. Alright. So, end of chapter 1 for chapter 2. I say we save it from here. Yeah, I think, oh, there's our sister. There's a picture of our sister in the background there. But yeah, okay, so we're gonna leave it here for now. I'll go ahead and keep that. I don't want to be bending like space and time every time I feel like I make a mistake. Obviously, if I like flat out just lose a battle or something irreversible would happen, maybe I consider it. Even then though, part of the fun of a game is owning up to your mistakes, you know? you go in with risk and you gotta live with your results. Like, it's not always the best thing, and if you're playing on your own, that's fine, but like for this playthrough, for our game, I think it'd be better to shoot for an integral run. Like, at least, you know, I make a tactical error, I have to eat the consequences. The downside being that if you let yourself go, like, lose too much money by having fighters take too much damage in a combat, you won't have enough money to upgrade your systems, which means that you won't be as powerful as you probably need to be for the end game. So I need to be very careful in the future. I need to be a lot smarter about how I deploy and keep Lynn, especially because her rider had such little defense. I need to be much more mindful of that because her abilities, being able to just stop someone's movement, arrest someone's movement for a turn, or reprogramming missiles, like, I need to try that one a bit more because it felt like if it's only for that one turn, it's only valuable in a super close range. So the best I could think of is if, like, we're already like in engagement range and they fire missiles point blank, we could twist them, and then at the end of turn they'll just fly back and smash right into them. So it's like a very limited like scope, but very powerful if used at the proper time. And also I just want to be more, I need to be more aggressive about taking out missiles and torpedoes because they very clearly are very, very deadly if not careful. So we're gonna have to move for that, but I'm all excited. Let's get this all wrapped up for now, and next time we'll be able to appreciate it all the more. Like I said, for most fights, probably is that one as I edited it, and as we're going to move in the future, that most likely I'll shorten it down to like key moments, maybe a time when I learn something or something interesting happens. But most of the combat you're not going to see just because like it's gameplay, but it's mostly going to be me, and I imagine it'd be more aggravating to watch than anything else. Let me know if you have a different opinion on that. If you want to see more of the combat, or if I'm cutting too much, give me that feedback. It lets me know. But you know, I'm mostly here for the story. The combat is very fun though. I'm already really enjoying the way the space fighting works, the mechanisms that they're employing for it. It's very fun in its own right. It's almost like you have two different kinds of games that are married together in a really cool way. And I'm very excited to see that. And I want more games to do stuff like this. It'd be very interesting to see, especially for a visual novel, to be more dabble more into like gameplay. Because for me it's fine, but a lot of people I've heard said the thing that holds them back from visual novels is that they want to play a video game, they don't want to read a book. And that's fine for me, but if you combine the two, there's a lot of potential there. So we'll have to see. But regardless of that, it's time for us to move on. So thank you so much for being here, especially the patrons and members, for your support and your love. And I don't deserve it, but I'm grateful for you. I hope you all have a great day. I hope this has been a fun series to start with me, and especially to kind of resurrect something that's so old and ancient on the channel and be able to continue that narrative. This is what it's all about. Just gonna finish these stories, figure out what they happen, why they happen and how they happen. So thank you for being here and for making it possible. And to everyone, I don't deserve you, but I'm grateful for you. And I hope you continue coming back. So until the next video you're watching with me or happen to see me in next, I'll see you there.